What's up, guys? Welcome to Sports Talk 101, and in today's video we'll be talking about something that just came out, I believe that's long ago. We'll be telling this is some news that just broke out just a few days ago, and it's just part of the weekend, but it's the news of, say folks, college athletes set to get $2.8 billion revenue share model in a landmark House versus NCAA settlement. What this means is NCAA Power 5 agreed to a deal that will let schools play players. That's what we're talking about right now. So let's get started here. So we'll go over two articles by CBS and ESPN, and then we'll be talking about a very important major lawsuit and court case, House versus NCAA settlement. Now this is going to be again, not no lawyer, I don't know anything about law, but I'm going to go over it because this is relevant to what we're going to look at. So we are the new era of college athletics is upon us, okay? And what I mean is, so here we go. So first thing first, we're going to need to do two things. One, what is this House versus NCAA case? First of all, okay. The second thing is, how does it affect college football? The impact of college football, not the college football, but also the impact of college athletes in general. Okay, we're not talking about football. We're talking about sports like lacrosse, soccer, basketball, baseball, softball, maybe what is it? Wrestling, for example. Okay, every sport, college sports, are going to be paid, players of physical play. Now, what is the era of NIL, right? So, NIL has been name, image, and likeness. It has been this idea that a player could get paid by a company, okay? Let's say your idea with the local car dealership, okay? For example. So, every time the car dealership advertises in that country that you are in, so there's your image is there, your likeness there, and they'll pay you every time they come off. I think it's airs or whatever, but the company will pay you based on an deal. Now we'll get to the point where schools were able to do that. Look, now is this perfect? No. Look, NIL was never really perfect. Okay, if you go back to what NIL was, and I made a separate video on what is NIL. Go check it out. But reality, and in the current stage of college football, in the day and age of very well college football, and college athletics, is that NIL has not been perfect, okay? NIL has never been this perfect, okay? And what I mean by that is this. Look, a few years back, so NIL did not start until what, 2021, 2022-ish? Prior to the pandemic, NIL did not exist. Look, go back to 2015, no. 2016, no. 2017, no. It was not the last 2 years ago. Past pandemic, coming out of the pandemic, is when the NIL sort of came alive, okay? This idea of name, image, and likeness, okay? And we'll go more of that in details later in this video. But I made some video, what NIL, what's it mean by how it affects college football, by collegiate athletes. So, yeah. College sports is on the precipice of changing forever after the NCAA Board of Governors and every conference agreed to destroy amateurism, monitor share, revenue players coming to terms on a $7 million lawsuit that threatened bankruptcies to write up the college enterprise. So going to continue. Okay. So what this means is a $2.8 billion settlement in the House versus NCAA case, which is a legal landmark legal battle. So you're wondering, what is House versus NCAA? Okay, let me talk about that. What is House versus NCAA? Let's break it down. Okay, the House versus NCAA settlement signifies a line itself. Okay. It has not since 1984, NCAA versus Board regions of Oklahoma and Oklahoma has seen court ruling fundamentally after altered landscape of college athletics in this manner. Okay, we're going to be talking about this in a second. So what I want to go. Okay, this is a pretty good website. But I want to know what the actual house versus NCAA house. Oh my God! Of course, this doesn't increase brief. Here it is. So in 2022, former ACC swimmer Grant House and Prince being sued buying and for at least prior to 2021, when the ACC would allow NL. And so this is again really the NL. So what is House case? House and ACC pay for Division I athletes who were barred from earning NL compensation prior to changing its policy in summer 2021. So what that means is, okay, so players think of pay for whatever first team, whether Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, USLA, Michigan State, Mississippi, whatever, Ole Miss. You go back prior to 2021. You go back 2020. You go back to 2019, 2016, 2015. I think it goes way far as 2016, last year. From 2016 up to 2020, what does that mean? Okay? This means is players who, look, from 2016 to 2020, no, up to summer 2021, no one was paid any. No image likeness. And did not exist. Not just summer 2021. What that means is, players prior to what NL did is they were paid. Well, they were like, hey, look, players now get paid for NL. Why did we get NL? Okay, they try to go back. Okay, starting, I think it's next year, or 2025. Not this one, but that. No, this 2025. I think 425. Look at that. But for a new thing, the whole the meaning was this about. But basically, what it was going on is back then, players like, oh look, we need to get paid for this, and now they say we get paid. So now they say, okay, wait, we need to change the thing, okay? And so what the NCAA did is there was a $2.8 million settlement, and the case we just talked about. As far as these police and court expression was decided. Now, this also sparked more matter, especially with Title IX, which has to do with sexist, meaning as in the female athletes get paid more, or where male athletes get paid more, that kind of thing. Now it's up to the question is up to the schools. We'll talk about that in a second. Because Title IX has a lot of implication to this. In the near future, legal settlement says for multiple players not only pass athletes compensation for prior restriction earning name like NL via the $2.8 billion settlement. Now, by the agreement, sets the stage for future revenue sharing model, and the first NCAA's long history, basically thousands of collegiate athletes starting, so it's fall of 2025, that's right, fall of 2025. So here we go. NCAA conferences will hammer out the details of new revenue sharing governance model over new 3 months, but a framework was revealed in internal documents uncovered by market outlets recent weeks. The elected departments now must prepare for a new line that could balloon up to $30 million as business group prepares to share upwards to $22 million in revenue with players while expanding roster sizes with unlimited scholarships, and according to those documents. NCAA agreed to pay past damages over the next 10 years, so that's about $277 million annually, and will fund payments by cutting into revenue share with Division I schools. They could go to 2025, and the NCAA power risk being hugged for more than $4.2 billion because of triple market and to antitrust laws. Now, or make a comparison to NFL. Second, even worse, had a settlement not been reached. Parties risk $2 billion back damage tied to several antitrust lawsuits, and that could force them to bankruptcy. Okay. The president of NCAA, Charlie Baker, said, "This is the most important part of the settlement. Let's face it, there's still a lot of work to be done. It's to create some clarity and some visibility and a whole bunch of issues that have been sort of been rolling everybody for a while. The other thing is to does create predictability and stability for school, create tremendous opportunity for student athletes." Okay. Here it is. NCAA Power 5 recovery agreed to pull out school pay direct. Now what does mean is schools would now, so now they talk about what's going to happen. Now it's out there, Power 5 schools, conference were allowed to agree. So schools in the Big Ten, so Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Rutgers, Power Big Ten, the SEC, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, the ACC, Clemson, Louisville, North Carolina, the Big 12, Utah, Colorado, Kansas State. So think of these, wherever the 5 power, well, let's say 4 power conferences now, are going to be able to pay, allow schools to pay directly for the first time in 100 plus years. This is because of the thing. The NCAA League Foreign Multi-Billion Agreement citing 3 pending federal antitrust laws. So remember, these antitrust laws have been created, right? And the NFL has this too, because the NFL, if you go back to what the NFL has done, look, the NFL, right, Patrick Mahomes and was it Joe Burrow, the 2 highest paying players right now, right? I think Lamar just being 3rd and Justin being the 4th. But these are right at the 4 highest paid athletes right now, right? And they're all quarterbacks, right? Now, will positions be different to NFL? Maybe a quarterbacks, because Warren are going to pay more than a center versus a right back versus safety versus a corner versus a kicker versus a punter, and then of course compared to coaches, of course coaches are going to pay more than what players do, and that's the bottom line. NFL, but when it comes to this loss, it's like think of free agency NFL, right? Let's say I'm a bench player for, let's say the NFL team, Detroit Lions, for example, okay? And also, let's make sense. Okay. I'm a what? 3rd string running back for the Detroit Lions. And I don't see their life on the field. Okay, I played maybe 1 game my first season, and that's it. And the rest of the season, I sit down. The following season, I sit down. And then, like after 2 years, like I'm not gonna put any tea. I want to go. I said, well, you tell you can't go because why? You sign, let's say you're a veteran, right? And you sign maybe a 3-year deal for about $2.5 billion. Well, for $2.5 billion, you sign a 3-year deal. After the 3rd year, you can go. After the 2 years, like, I'm not playing, I want to go and finish it. That's how it works, okay? Because of antitrust law. The antitrust law and lawsuits and laws basically prevents players, after maybe 2 years in the contract, to go, hey, I want to manage a team, I want to enter a managed free agency because they're not getting playing time. Similarly, you can see that in NCAA, which I think beneficial because you can see NCAA players, not just college football, now of course everybody knows college football and college basketball have been the big $1 million revenue for the NCAA. Like NCAA has been making a lot of money from the college football and college basketball, whether it's men's including the tournament and women's including the tournament for basketball side point and football, right? That's basic. Baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, they've been a small percentage of NCAA revenue, okay? Let's just face it. It's just, this is how it's been for the last couple years, okay? College football and college basketball has been the biggest thing in collegiate sports. Look, I know this golf, I know this lacrosse, this soccer, this baseball. Look, I get that. I know, Vanderbilt has a pretty good, for example, maybe Vanderbilt's baseball team may be good versus Stanford's men's soccer team versus
Florida State's women's field hockey team. So you guys, man, so don't, okay, right? Don't maybe popular, not as popular as a college football team or a collegiate basketball team, okay, whether it's men's or women. And of course, the tournament making a lot of money, revenue from the tournament and postseason for both basketball and football. Now, of course, other sports. What's the meaning going forward? That's just a lot. Look, the fact that schools can play us, right? It's up to the school's athlete to determine. We'll be talking about this too in a second because there's this whole lot of things that go into this. We'll talk about in a second. How this actually works, how the information goes. Because each college, like you say, Michigan might play its college football players more money, both the basketball player, both football, men's basketball, and women's basketball, more than maybe a women's basketball team, women's hockey team, or the men's, or the baseball team, right? For example. And of course, maybe men's get paid more than women's, but it's up to the college how they decide to sell the money down, and that's how the bottom line of this article. I did. This segment is a roadmap for college sports leaders and Congress ensure unique American institution and continue to provide automatic security for ministers. All Division I make today part of Division I. Okay, so this is saying that this is all Division I. Another thing we'll go back is this is Division I. Okay, 1. Number 2. Jim Harbaugh, former head coach of Michigan, had something, and he alluded to this time Michigan head coach, is that winning your days of now, right? Well, players need to be paid. Schools should play the athletes. Well, this was Jim Harbaugh's vision, okay? Give the guy credit, okay? I know the NCAA said that was a villain, but it's really, I mean, I get that NCAA said it was a villain, but he's the one who advocated for this. He's one of the guys who advocated for this thing. Nick Saban mentioned this too in his press conference, like, when you go to coaches, you go to go, I did this whole series, the Big Ten, the SEC, back to every conference had their own media days, right? I went over each, but one question that was common would come to NAL, it was either a lot of coaches simple answer, like Jim Harbaugh said, to what Jim Harbaugh had in his press conference, and the media days, it's like, look, we need other governance, okay? We need schools to play. Well, guess what? The NCAA is about to do that. So, I like to point out. All Division I athletes, so this is, look, here you go. This is what we talked about. Division I athletes dating back to 2016 are eligible to receive part of the settlement case. So, if you were an athlete back in 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019, which not part of the this, you will be able to get some sort of profit or share from this settlement that's created. The traded athlete cannot, this means they cannot sue for other potential assets, which means must have been complained in 3 open cases. The House vs. NCAA, Hubbard vs. NCAA, and the Carter vs. NCAA. So 3 ongoing open cases. The settlement must be approved by Judge Claudia Walken, who presided over all 3 cases. The process takes 7 months, and sources of school will likely begin state revenue in fall of 23. The NCAA Board of Governors and leaders from the ACC, Big Ten, Big 12, SEC, and Pac-12 voted to accept general terms and laid out in a 13-page document, noting also creature settlement as a member of the ACC. The settlement, though undesirable in many respects, promising only temporary stability and necessary to avoid what would be the bankruptcy of college football, collegiate athletics, Notre Dame President John Jenkins. To save great American institution of college sports, Congress must pass legislation that preempt the current patchwork of state laws. Establishment of athletes are not employees, but seeking college degrees, and provide protection for further antitrust lawsuits, where they will allow colleges to make enforcement that protect our student athletes and ensure competitive equality among teams. Look, I agree with this. Look, this may not be perfect, but look, this is the right step direction? Yes. Is it perfect? No. Look, what was the call? He applied it perfectly. Look at this. he says right here, Congress must pass. So President said, Congress must pass the legislation that preempt current password of state laws established our athletes or employees, but students seeking college. Look, state laws. Look at it. Look, simply the NFL. Think of this way in the NFL. Let's say I'm a player in Arizona, play for Arizona Cardinals, versus a player in Washington. Seattle Seahawks, where they're Washington. And, I get paid more or something in Arizona versus Washington because of the rules in Arizona versus Washington. No. It's gotta be common. Yeah, there's each state has their own law. We're gonna help, college gets paid, athletes, all that. That's also a part of it too. Okay? The agreement does not resolve all pending legal issues, revolution, the business of college sports, and details margin billion-dollar industry because of football and basketball. Athletes and their advocates will still fight to become employees or find ways to collective bargain in the future, which could reshape revenue share agreement. This week's agreement, though, potentially decreases the NCAA exposure to antitrust litigation, which has been the most powerful tool in pushing schools for more for athletes. We recognize that we just at the front end of the entire process, and like Dr. Josh Whitman, who's now the chair of NCAA Division I Council. There's a lot to be sure that we'll really wrap our arms around some of the details that we're putting in place now. I see those here. Okay. All right. I go. Housing settlement winners lose elected 6 more steps. So what does this mean? Okay, what this means is so NCAA was roughly responsible for roughly about 40% of settlement, much of the burden falling on Miami University. Power 5 will contribute roughly 24% of the bill, while the remaining 36, the remainder of Division 1 to cover the remaining 30% of those equipment. Often strapped cash schools. It's a moment, okay. So winners, players, it lasts long. Look, players will get a cut of $1 billion flooding into NCAA and conference individual schools. What that means is schools can, I think up to maybe $2 billion or something. $3 billion, I can't remember the exact number, but they can sue however they want to. It's up to the school, up to Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, to distribute, play, it's women's basketball team versus a college football player versus a women's lacrosse team versus a men's soccer player. Whatever sport it is, they have the right to just distribute depending gender and the sport, depending how, Michigan money. Most likely it'll be college football or college basketball. In the event of NCAA compensation and the step addressing those payments become largely because of third-party collectives funded by money boosters and average fans. Now, athletic departments themselves can finally hook on the financial labor of fuels and products on the budget. Now, this $2.8 billion old bank pay is eye-popping. The figures the amount paid to athletes coming years part of revenue sharing framework established by the key. Law loser, the NCAA. For decades, the NCAA has fought basically on behalf of member schools to preserve amateurism, officially marks the end of that war. House should ensures that NCAA's survival as an organization. It will be diminished. It will be a diminished entity on the hook for $1.1 billion of settlement. Money will come from reserves and to cut budgets. That means that lean years ahead for NCAA office in Annapolis as a find footing in new era. While alternative to settlement would be beneficial and fatal education in the still-based law for NCAA, NCAA was the winner. Boosters and fan pockets books. Olympics are going to need boosters to make big money and contribute arguably now more than ever as their buckets are squeezed and decrease in NCAA distribution and event revenue sharing. Lose to competitive balance. Power 5 school for school are preparing to share the neighborhood of 20% of their media rights revenue with athletes, total of $20 million annually per school. even if the group of five, even a group of 5 or 15 players, set aside speculative rights for players, compensation, pale and compensation, rising gulf between the have and have-nots. When a large portion of the bill of the House Amendment is falling on the other 21 division conference other than the Power 4, this is silver lining for the letter guide. Preservation of NCAA tournament, the settlement letters the power to the NCAA for the next decade. Makes a hopeful long big way from Power 4 to perform on-pushing hoops championships, even less likely than it was before. Losers non-member sports, fate of non-member sports was mainly everything besides football, football mainly basketball, will remain hanging the balance of athletic dimensions, grapple with replication sentiment. So how they did it for that. Winners? Lawyers. Your billable hours remain undefeated. The gravity train is being getting for lawyers. Of course, mid-department bloats will lose. The winners, of course, the Big Ten and SEC, right? When we still blow for, so basically, we can say is, you're wondering why Texas, Oklahoma went to SEC, what USC, and say when the fact to go to Big Ten, potential cost of integration is significant role. Massive new Big Ten contract could easily fully cover the cost of new reality for Trojan and Bruins, which is correct. For other schools, it would be a simple contract. Total SBN television contract cleared $30 million annually only on past season. ACC and Big 12 disputed $44 million per school overall in comparison to the Big Ten contract of a little more than $75 million per annually. So there you have it. Schools will now allowed to play. Players pay a settlement. There you have it, folks. That's my thoughts on it. My best. Comment below your thoughts on it. Do you think it's right? Let me know. Or get a point in this new era of college football. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button up. Signing out. I'll see you in the video. Peace.